Well, you're not Evan.
No.
Who the fuck are you?
My name's Anthony. Who's Evan?
Oh, I don't know. That's just a name I've been saying for a few years. Anyway, you want to watch a bad movie on this wheel that we have for a completely original skit that we always do?
You know, that sounds like a great idea. I couldn't think of any better thing to do on a Saturday afternoon.
I know, right? There's so much more we could be doing, like, I don't know, doing our taxes, because it is tax season.
My taxes are done.
Dude, me too.
I'm ahead of the game.
Nice, yeah. Fuck all you guys. But anyway, so we have a wheel here, as you can see, right? And we spin it, and it lands on a specific movie. And whatever movie it lands on, we watch. I just want you to know, Anthony, that this is a completely original idea that nobody has ever done before. You agree?
Never heard of it until today.
Okay, well, let's see what we got. So, if I can open this paper. Okay, so first up on the list, let's go according to the wheel. We have Dracula in Love from 2018. This is a pretty recent one. So Leela, a lonely young teen, parties with her friends in a warehouse. That's, I guess that's where teens usually go, right? In a warehouse. As the social barriers between the sexes crumble, Leela hides. Leela hides from the boys, but senses there is someone who wants her, and he is not of this world. Wow. Just imagine going to a party, like a teen party at a warehouse where teens usually party.
In 2018, mind you.
Yeah.
No, this isn't like 1984.
And you're questioning your sexuality, and not only that, there's like someone from another world who wants you. That's fucking nuts.
Possibly a vampire?
Possibly, yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe an alien, I don't know. Anyway, so then we have INARA, the Jungle Girl from 2012. That was the year the world was supposed to end, if you remember.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it did.
December
We're all in
21st,
hell.
yeah, I remember.
But anyway, so INARA, the Jungle Girl is INARA, a young girl in the military who has her world crash down when her father passes away after a failed mission to the island of Niaya? I'm gonna just keep reading. Inara, curious of her father's death, learns of a new opportunity to travel to the island and learns that the jungle and the woman that inhabit it have more in common with her than she could ever know. So, someone who wants to know how her father died goes to this mysterious jungle, blah, 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 blah. I feel like we've seen that 1,000 times before.
I would have never gotten that vibe from that title.
Yeah, seriously. Next up we have Little Red Riding Hood. Oh my god.
Classic.
Classic from 2016. Man, these are pretty recent. Brothers Grimm horror version of the classic fairy tale from the director of The Punished. Oh god. The Punished was a movie we watched.
I don't have context.
The Punished was a movie we watched maybe about a year ago, maybe almost a year ago. It was awful. That's all I'm gonna say. Next up we have is, if you're curious about it, by the way, you can just check out our YouTube page.
Sweet baby rays. Just gonna put that right up in there.
We have is Terrifier, also from 2016. On Halloween night, Tara Hayes finds herself as... Hold on, let me restart that again. On Halloween night, Tara Hayes finds herself as the obsession of a sadistic murderer known as Art the Clown. Dude.
Art.
I feel like... Was there ever a point in time where clowns weren't scary? Because I feel like they've been scary my whole life. I've been scared of clowns as long as I can remember.
I'm not scared of clowns, but like the trope has definitely never not been a thing.
I mean,
So-
just look at this.
That's for you.
How the hell is that supposed to bring joy to kids?
What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Why do you have this? Is this Bozo? Who's Bozo?
Anyway, clowns are scary. Next we have the Velocipastor from 2018. After losing his parents, a priest travels to China. Oh god. Where he inherits... What the hell is...
I knew that was gonna happen.
A priest travels to China where he inherits a mysterious ability that allows him to turn into a dinosaur.
Oh my god.
At first horrified by his new power, a hooker convinces him to use it to fight crime and ninjas. I say
What?
I say we just watch
What?
it. Holy shit.
Why would a priest be talking to a hooker? In China, no less.
Dude. They had some great soup in China, though. Next up we have The Cloth from 2013. A godless man is recruited by a secret organization who works to combat demonic possessions in order to prepare a new generation in the battle against evil forces. Featuring an appearance by Eric Roberts and Danny Trejo. Well, you had me at
Danny Trejo?
That dude
Oh
will
my
do anything.
god.
I'm sure if we politely asked him, he would get on one of these shows. I don't see why not. And then last but not least, we have Tiptoes from 2003. Two brothers, a dwarf, played by Gary Oldman, and one of typical size, played by Matthew McConaughey. When Steve's girlfriend Carol becomes pregnant, the pair are fearful that the baby will inherit the dwarfism gene. Oh god.
Jesus Christ.
Matters are complicated still further when she finds herself falling in love with Oldman's Rolf? With Oldman's Rolf.
Like Rolf from Ed, Edd n Eddy?
Yeah. Oldman's Rolf. Okay. Alright, so those are the proverbial dishes we have on our plate today. Anthony, so since you're our guest of honor today, why don't you give this a jolly old spin?
Alright, here we go. Moment of truth. Oh! Oh, God!
Alright.
A 2003 classic, as I saw on that baby.
Yeah. The wheel has spoken, my friends. Let's do this shit. Hey guys, did you see Mike at all?
No, I haven't.
Oh, hey,
There he is.
Oh,
Sorry.
Hey.
I know it hurts.
Yeah. Oh man. Hey, what's
Hey,
up?
Mike.
You remind me of a character we just watched in a movie, like a half an hour ago. A movie called Tiptoes.
Tiptoes.
Oh, I love that Tiptoes. It's so such a great representation.
Yeah, really?
Of people who have to be on their knees for long periods of time.
Gary Oldman, class act, man. Class
Roll
act.
of a lifetime.
Class act.
Tiptoes.
And in the role of a lifetime, Gary Oldman.
Oh my god. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Blah Blah Podcast review. We just watched Tiptoes, a movie that I've never heard of until earlier today.
Now you'll never forget.
For good reasons.
This is a movie that stars Gary Oldman, Matthew McConaughey, Patricia Arquette, Peter Dinklage,
Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale of Underworld fame. It's about little people and big problems.
Oh God, we blew it.
Jesus Christ.
Right off
Oh
the bat,
my
we
God.
blew it.
Hey, buddy, you all right? Hey, Maurice!
What's the matter with him?
Sir. He's got ulcers, herniated disc. It's just little people shit.
This is totally a movie that would not fly in today's political climate.
Okay,
Not the way that it was filmed.
we're gonna get it out of the way. Gary Oldman's on his knees pretending to be a dwarf the entire movie. It is horrible. It's distracting. It's in bad taste. It's terrible. And it just anything else in the movie is sucked out because you can't get past that.
It's really
Right.
funny though.
It's just borderline like weird. Like how is he okay with doing that?
Yeah.
Like when he was finished, is he not like, huh? That was kind of shitty.
Yeah, maybe I should.
You know,
Maybe I should have thought about this a little harder.
he was probably thinking that, but I think Sean, you mentioned earlier that he was trying to go for his Oscar, right?
Wait,
So
he was trying to get an Oscar with Tiptoes.
And in the role of a lifetime, Gary Oldman.
Yeah, I mean, you always have these actors doing something like that where they play somebody with
Like a big transformation.
like a transformation. Yeah.
But not on your knees as a little person. That's so bad. It's so bad.
Speaking on your knees, how about that first scene?
That's a great segue. So, Mike, yes,
Fantastic.
you remember the movie opens up. Matthew McConaughey goes into his, I guess that's his wife, right?
Well,
No,
fiance.
no, fiance.
girlfriend.
Wait, they
Girlfriend.
never revisit like she's an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never.
Well, they
revisit.
live in the warehouse in Dracula's Vampire Daughters or whatever the hell that other movie was.
She lives in like I live in Brooklyn, and there's people who I know on like
Who live in warehouses.
who literally live in warehouses.
Kinda,
Several years ago, I actually went to this podcasting event that was hosted. It was over on like the more of industrial side of Brooklyn, and it was hosted literally in a warehouse, but it was repurposed to look. It was a giant warehouse, but it looked like someone's big ass living room.
So let's establish
So-
this right off the bat. You got New York and Philadelphia on opposite
Yeah.
sides of the table here. No, we don't know anyone who lives in warehouses, do we?
No, I don't.
No,
I
that's
don't.
what I thought.
But I'm saying it's just like I think that's what they were going for was like the trendy like what was that Cape? No, that was
Cape
yeah,
Bacon. That was Cape
Yeah,
Bacon.
it's Cat
Oh my
Bacon.
God,
So yeah, you're right.
I mean, she was supposed to be like the trendy artist type of person.
Oh, she was trendy.
who was
Her outfits
extremely-
were.
Screaming early 2000s.
Oh yeah, every outfit, every hat.
Camos, weird hats.
Oh, yeah.
Sheer tops.
Yeah,
to your bra.
I like her. I like her fake tattoos, like her fake tramp
Tramp
stamp.
stamp,
and,
yeah.
like, oh man.
So the
wow.
movie starts off with Matthew McConaughey going over to say hello, I guess, and he gets his
He was leaving. He was going to be leaving for the event with his family that he didn't
Oh,
want to
that's
talk about.
why he was in a
right,
suit.
yeah. It's a thing too.
Oh right.
Because they had the banquet.
You say that, Mike, but like none of us could hear what was going on.
No, the movie's mixed terribly. Or Sean torrented a bad version. We don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of scenes of like either them in bed or like people like just not talking at like a normal volume like we are now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like
it's just
all-
like
Yeah, and then the music would be really loud.
Yeah.
But then the voices would be like, "Huddle like this, you know?"
My entire family is a bunch of little people, and I hope that our baby's not a little person too.
we literally sound like
That's literally what the movie is.
so sensual.
I think maybe I'm pregnant.
Oh man. We've been using protection.
Yeah, except for those 2 or 3 times a week when you wake me up in the middle of the night.
Get over that.
There's
a lot of this movie I can't get
this,
over.
This movie starts off with an attempted blowjob and really doesn't like go down from there.
She doesn't even suck his dick.
At least do that. I mean, come on.
This was so bad. This is
Yeah.
so bad. I mean, the overall point of the movie is that Kate Beckinsale and Matthew McConaughey are in a relationship. They're pregnant, not planned, and Matthew McConaughey is the only regular-sized person in a family of little people, which I guess is kind of an interesting concept. You know, he has to deal with that. She has to deal with it. But you can't get over Gary Oldman playing his twin brother on his knees.
Yeah.
There are hundreds.
Twin
of,
brother.
Twin brother.
And they look nothing alike.
Peter Dinklage is in this movie, and his character has no bearing on the plot, no reason to be there.
He's
Just cast Peter Dinklage in this role. Why have Gary Oldman on his knees?
And he's ready to kill people at any
Peter Dinklage is ready to whip out that revolver and blast someone in the face.
the best was those
He's on
bikes, those
Yeah,
big
with the-
motorcycles.
Big ass bikes with the. Oh.
Yeah, that was
and
the
they're
thing.
really only in that first scene and
the
Gary
very
Oldman's
end.
The wedding.
like, and
The
the wedding.
wedding.
Like, that's it. Like you never see those bikes again.
Yeah, in the beginning they're like, I guess driving cross country or whatever, and they see Patricia Arquette get kicked out of a bus, right? Or maybe she just got dropped off at the
It
wrong
looks like she
stop.
got dropped off, but maybe she
Well,
left
she was
something.
like kicking the dirt and like she looked mad.
She looked like she got kicked out of a
definitely
bus.
kicked off the bus.
Yeah, and then just like, hey, you want to ride? And she's like, okay. And they go back to the hotel, and Peter Dinklage tries killing somebody.
No, Peter Dinklage almost dies. Well,
Oh,
Peter,
right.
yeah, they have sexual relations.
Well, like they shittily explain that like because he is a dwarf, he has medical problems, but like they don't really like.
Well, she tries to heal with crystals. Did you see that part
Yeah,
where Patricia Arquette put crystals
yeah,
all on
it's
his
weird.
face?
I thought those were like leeches. At
No,
first.
they were like,
it
they were
was-
like bots, yeah.
Yeah, she had like, I have like these essential oils in my bag. That'll cure your vaccines.
They're made from goop.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh my god.
Uh,
And then like, I don't know. Then he tries to kill a Russian guy in a cheetah print coat. I don't know.
It was definitely a button down. It was not a coat.
The issue is like the beginning of the movie is like jam packed with all this weirdness and these weird sex parties and like these weird like family gatherings, and then the rest of the movie is just like, you don't love me anymore because our child's a dwarf, and it's like
It takes a really strange turn. Like 80 minutes into the movie.
I mean, there's not much happening in the movie.
No.
It's not like it's jam packed with like all these big concepts and
it is strangely sexual.
Yeah,
it is like oddly sexual.
When
like,
she asked Matthew McConaughey, like, "Have you ever had sexual relations with a little person?"
Yeah, it's weird. Like she almost gets like turned on by the fact that she's like,
"Oh, she was very turned on by Gary Oldman on his knees."
Have you ever been involved with a little person sexually?
No, just kid stuff, you know? I mean, you know, all the kids would come over, we'd sit in a circle, play doctor, and that kind of thing. Could have been more than 10 or 12, so that doesn't really count.
Was it you had a circle jerk with a bunch of little people? I would have loved to see that.
There's the one person that I think is a porn star that we were talking about.
Oh, Bridget the Midget.
And like she is like literally wearing nothing in like 2 scenes. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and that James Brown lookalike's like banging her.
No, the best is
in front of everyone.
She was like, "Yo, my boyfriend got kicked out of the Gaza Strip. He's just really sad right now."
That was so strange. So, like, they go over to her apartment, and she's like Gary Oldman, like, hobbles over on his knees to her apartment.
Remember when the door hit him?
Yeah.
Did we mention that Peter Dinklage is French?
For no reason.
Oh, American.
Yeah, the people that saved your ass during World War II.
Oh, now you want to talk about the fucking war.
No.
But, like, it's not even worth mentioning Peter Dinklage in this movie because his character has no point.
Yeah.
He's just there.
He's just... He has no bearing on the plot, no point in the movie. Him and Patricia Arquette are like having sex on a beach blanket in a park and holding up people in a hotel at gunpoint, and he has no bearing on the plot. How can you do both of those things and have no bearing on this movie?
He had no reason to pull that gun out on the hotel. The Russian guy in the hotel, because all he wanted was just them to check out of the room. I mean, that's perfectly valid.
Right.
They just had to check out. It's probably like 11 o'clock in the morning.
He wasn't like a criminal.
No.
He didn't do anything
He's like,
wrong. He's
check
like,
out of the...
I'm going to commit murder right here, right
now. He's like, check out of the room, and Dinklage pulls a fucking revolver out from under his pillow.
Patricia Arquette beats the fuck out of him.
It was a Fisher-Price revolver, by the way.
Like orange tip and everything. How funny would that have been?
Wait 2 minutes, then look to see if 2 visible lines are formed in the tube. 2 visible lines indicate a positive test for being knocked up.
The plot of the movie's, I mean, like we're gonna have to go like, you know, just weird scene by weird scene.
Yeah.
But the plot of the movie is essentially Matthew McConaughey and his girlfriend Kate Beckinsale are having a baby. They're afraid it's going to be a dwarf. It is a dwarf. Matthew McConaughey separates, can't handle that fact, and then she makes out with Gary Oldman, and the movie ends.
But like that last crucial part of like they have the baby and they separate is like the last 30 minutes, which just didn't need to exist.
Not even 30 minutes.
Yeah. Like they're what? They're at Matthew McConaughey's parents' house.
Yeah.
And they're talking about getting married, and then they just get married.
Yeah, like smash cut to wedding.
And then after the wedding, they have the kid, and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
The doctor was a dwarf.
That was the thing too, because like I'm not saying I liked the movie, I really didn't, but
No,
I was
like this movie?
I know I was invested and I was like paying attention up to that point. When they get to the wedding, I was so mentally checked out.
Because I see it like in terms of a 3-act structure movie, you know. Okay, I just found out your family is all little people. I can accept that. We're gonna get married. We're gonna have the kid. End of movie.
Yeah, it's like we're okay. It's gonna be all right.
That's the
We're gonna
solution
fight,
to the
and that's
story.
the marriage.
Just say the word one time, girl. What's his condition? Huh? 10 months you hadn't said it one time. What's his condition? Why is he crying? Why is he hurting? Because he's a dwarf. Carol, he's a dwarf.
He's a baby and you're scaring him.
He's a baby and he's a dwarf, and that ain't why he's crying. He's crying because he hurt.
Fuck
His
you,
inside can't get outside.
Fuck you.
One time.
The director's cut of this movie was 150 minutes,
Yeah.
as opposed to what we were watching. Was,
Somewhere in that hour was probably Peter Dinklage's story.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, because I mean,
Why am I here?
like
Well, let me tell you.
I have a point. Like for real though, like Peter Dinklage had nothing to do in this movie, and it was
Except
kind
try
of
to
it
kill
was kind of
someone.
embarrassing. Oh my God!
What was that?
Oh my God! You horrible, horrible asshole!
No comment.
Keep all of this in. All
Put
of it.
subtitles for
Yeah,
what you
make
just
sure you
said.
subtitle your
piece
part.
of shit. He's gonna subtitle it to be something really nice.
But let's talk
I
about.
respect all cultures or something.
So Matthew McConaughey's character himself, though, he was a firefighter instructor, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she was an
And
artist.
she was an artist.
Yeah,
who
you knew that
just
for like all of 7 seconds.
who would offer him head in the middle of broad daylight, and then
Yeah.
just be like, no, and then he would walk
Never
around
mind.
and
He's like,
blue balls the
"You
whole day.
Suck. And then,
like his pants were on the ground.
And he's like, now I gotta waddle over with a boner.
But that scene is the beginning of the. It's the first
literal
scene.
first scene.
This is like, hey, we're making a really dramatic movie starring Gary Oldman on his knees about little people.
But she
And
was
we-
on her
but
knees.
It's a rom-com in the weirdest sense. Its
Yeah.
comedy is not necessarily from the movie, and like everything about it is just weird.
It's like
and
poetry.
funny.
The reason why, I mean, you could do this movie, cast an actual little person in that role and make it something poignant, but having Gary Oldman on his knees and looking at his Halloween, like Spirit Halloween legs, like dangling off the couch.
Wicked Witch of the East leg.
There were several scenes. There were several scenes in this movie.
Oh Jesus Christ!
There were several scenes in this movie where he was sitting on the couch for different situations, but
So
it was clearly in the couch like Danny DeVito was in that episode of Always Sunny. And then
When he claws out of the couch and his
Too
neck.
hot, too hot.
but Gary Oldman's was up to his torso in the couch, and there were fake legs just
And
sticking
they were like
out.
such tiny little like scarecrow legs that are so obviously fake.
There was also a point earlier in the movie, I think it was at the banquet, where Gary Oldman, it's a full body shot, but you could tell the legs were like comped out and he just had like cardboard
Yeah.
cutout feet where his knees are.
Find that.
I'm gonna fight Sally. I'm gonna take Sally.
Why? Like, this is the main issue with the movie. It's a shitty movie. It's a bad story. It's boring. It's nonsensical.
It's very disrespectful.
It's so disrespectful. But why cast Gary Oldman on his knees?
He wanted that Oscar, man.
This is not how you win an Oscar.
Maybe 15 years ago it was, but
Oh my God.
Has he? How many Oscars has Gary Oldman won? Like right now?
One for the Winston Churchill role. he
Oh, that
won.
was like a
So
few
he has
years
to go
ago.
through
Yeah,
another
yeah.
body transformation. Doing every single one. Now he finally got the Oscar.
he's
put
like,
on
all
like
right,
a fat
all I had
suit.
to do was be fat. I didn't have to go on my
I tried
knees.
short. I tried half my face burned off. I tried everything. All I had to do was be fat.
When was
Who
his face
knew?
burned off?
Hannibal.
Oh,
Remember he was the dude in Hannibal with
yeah.
the. Oh, it was cut. Yeah, they had like a fish hook in his eye and shit. That was pretty
Ugh.
crazy. Didn't win for that. Didn't win as a midget.
I don't think
Didn't win
anyone
as
would've won
Jim
for
Gordon.
No, didn't win as Jim Gordon. Won as Winston Churchill. That was the correct answer.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yes.
It's it's Hollywood.
Listen,
we're
to get
talking
to
about.
Winston Churchill, sometimes you got to go through a bunch of knee rolls. It's just how it
This
is.
how it is.
That took me out of the movie the most, other than the blatant, like, I guess disrespect
It's
in a way
disrespectful.
to little people. Gary Oldman just hobbling around with his arms clearly longer than his body.
I wonder what the purpose of the cane was. Like, why so
Yeah.
he could ease your walk
Well,
like,
on his knees.
Like there's
Yeah.
literally I would say
That's
is
a
why
good
is
point.
cane.
Like,
There
I
was
think-
that, and it was probably also to play into the whole
Yeah.
medical issues of little people.
Yeah,
That's so glossed over.
his
Yeah.
shoulder
Yeah.
was bigger too. He was kind
Yeah,
of
he got
Well, they
Fucking
put big,
hunchback.
like football players.
He looked
so
like
folded
Quasimodo.
shoulders. Yeah, it was-
yeah. Like, you look like Quasimodo. You're right.
yeah.
That was so bad. And there's so many little people actors in the movie. Like,
I
just
know.
cast them.
They go to a whole party full of them.
It's
just
like, my God,
uh,
there's so many competent actors here. Why put Gary Oldman on his knees? I can't get over that.
I said it while we I think when it just finished. I'm really curious about like what little people think of this movie.
I am too.
Like it's the only thing that's like blatantly disrespectful is Gary Oldman. Like everything else is like kind of okay. It's just a weird fucking movie.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like several situations are just, I don't know. It goes from like trying to be like a romantic drama with Matthew McConaughey and Patricia or Kate Beckinsale. Oh my god, I
You
keep
keep
getting
saying,
it.
okay, let's again. Patricia Arquette and Tyrion Lannister have nothing to do in this movie.
Yeah,
like
they're just
nothing
hippies.
at all.
Yeah, they're just hippies.
They're just hippies and communists, like making love on the fucking grass.
The most like early 2000s hippies you can imagine with the beads and the hair.
Oh
yeah,
God. And the horse blanket.
God.
There was those really strange scenes too, where it was just super close-ups of someone's mouth or face, like when Peter Dinklage and Patricia Arquette are like. Remember they were outside, and then it's a close-up of them making out, and then there was another scene where Matthew McConaughey is talking to Kate Beckinsale. It's just like a close-up of just her mouth talking.
I met your whole family.
She's like,
Yeah,
hey.
but like what she was talking about was not sensual at all.
Yeah.
It was about like she was talking to Matthew McConaughey's character about his family, and it was like, why is this sexual?
I mean,
Tell me more about your family.
I guess the lesson of the whole movie was
Commitment.
like Matthew McConaughey couldn't deal with the fact that he was the only like regular-sized person in a little person family. Stop laughing, you horrible asshole! You're the absolute worst. Somebody flag him. Canceled. You're gonna lose your fucking job.
No, please. it's just all kidding.
No, it's like the point of the movie was like he can't accept it and that's bad, but then she learned to accept it and then she ended up making out with Gary Oldman at the end. But like, kind of
so weird.
Who cares? Like, why was this movie made? What's the point?
Like,
I just don't get it.
After the wedding and like the scene in the hospital where he fucking like punches the wall.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
He's a midget. Fuck.
Like what the hell?
He was so ready to face adversity until he faced it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big commitment.
Yeah, but we're up for that, aren't we, Steven?
Damn it! Women, how could you two be so calm, huh?
Because I'm prepared.
And all he needed was a Mountain Dew.
And like the movie from there, it's just like this needs to fucking end now.
And it was like a half hour of just we went to a log cabin. Then
Like
Patricia
that
Arquette and Tyrion Lannister broke up. Then he was
Can you
holding the
believe
baby.
that was
Why
only
did they
like
break
an
up?
hour?
Oh god.
It felt like a good like 2.5 hours.
This movie
yeah.
sucks.
It was like the end of Lord of the Rings 3, when it's just like it always like fades out, and we're like, oh, it's finally over.
This did fade to black a few times.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
I would like to mention that Jason Green has compared Tiptoes to Return of the King. So if we could please all
I mean, both
remember
of the
that.
movies had little people, so.
Oh my god, they are from the same year.
I think what Carol's thinking about is the medical aspects of the situation.
Yeah, that's totally what I'm thinking about.
Why would anybody watch this? Unless you have to spin a wheel.
Unless you have to
Clearly nobody did.
But it's just so weird because I like to watch. I like watching a lot of like obscure movie reviews on YouTube. You know, from like movie reviews.
I like
nervies.
But it's just like I thought maybe at some point I would have come across this on some YouTube channel, but I never have. And here we are.
This played at Sundance. Robert Redford had to watch this movie and be like, yeah.
And then he called Bridget the Midget.
I let him fuck me twice, okay? I felt sorry for him. His whole family was evicted from their apartment in the Gaza Strip.
This is relevant. Have you watched Watchmen yet?
I've seen Watchmen. No, not the show.
No,
I
the
haven't seen
show.
the show yet.
Hello, Robert Redford. It's me, Adrian Vine. That's it.
Robert Redford was in the Watchmen comic.
He's president.
He's president. Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
he's
instead of
president, yeah.
instead of Reagan,
Redford.
Redford.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after Reagan,
Yeah.
Robert Redford becomes president.
That makes sense.
I'd be okay with that.
Does it?
No, it does. Think about it. Robert Redford's an actor. Reagan's an actor.
Right.
Makes sense. But
So-
he also had to watch Tiptoes. You think Ronald Reagan ever saw Tiptoes?
Wait, did I say Reagan? I meant Nixon.
Nixon? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nixon has like 4 terms. We're talking.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about Watchmen.
We can talk
Anyway,
about
so
it.
Watchmen. Let's go into that.
Great show. Great movie.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder, grade A director.
Yeah.
Big blue dick. in the show.
Just speaking of big dick.
Segue.
Can we talk about the scene where Matthew McConaughey walks across camera and it's like
He's in his tidy whities.
it's like this big. It's like
His
oh my.
flaccid penis.
It's just fucking.
He had to have been wearing a cup too. He's like, I want to be
He's like,
big.
I want to look
If I'm
huge.
if I'm gonna drive this Lincoln, I want it to look big.
If I'm gonna be the big one in the family. I'm gonna be the big one in the family.
Oh my god.
So So comedy.
They keep getting younger. Or what's the line?
I get older. They stay the same age. I hope they didn't get younger.
I have quit my job.
Tracy, how do you expect to get your own place if you can't keep a job more
Do
than
not
4 days?
give to me this shit, all right? I just need money for the bus now.
Do not give to me this shit, Tracy. I have to pay my phone bill.
All right, I will pay you back in your G-spot.
Fine, I won't pay my phone bill.
It's just a strange movie too, because like obviously even back then, if a girl was dating someone and she found out that he had little person parents, and even back then, no one would care. But
yeah,
in this
why
movie,
do they make it like
in this movie she cares?
They make it this huge deal. It's almost like some big it's trying to make some big progressive statement,
Or like political statement, right?
But it's kind
they
of
even say that.
Yeah,
Well, that's another thing. There's all this political talk because Peter Dinklage is a Marxist and like and Patricia Arquette's like a hippie. She's like, my body was born in New York, but I've lived in Phoenix, and it's like
He's like, tell me about Phoenix.
Phoenix.
He sounded like fucking Pepe Le Pew.
Phoenix. Tell me about Phoenix.
This movie's all right. So wait, do you think Matthew McConaughey is more embarrassed of this or Serenity?
This, I say probably this is like this.
I haven't even seen Serenity.
We have a review about it. You can check it out here.
Wow, man, this ain't gonna seem like such a big deal.
You big Sally! You fucking whore! You've lost! Nothing there, Sally! No, you get out of my way now!
Stop it! Get off of him! Stop it! Stop! Put your hands off of him! Stop it! No! Get off of him!
So Tiptoes.
Well,
what is this there to say other than this is a
Why is
fucking
it called Tiptoes?
Yeah.
No idea.
Because that, all right.
It's a pun on being small, I guess.
Yeah, in retrospect, that's like the most disrespectful name you could call this movie.
It should have just been called like Coming Up Short or something. Like that, you know? Some type of pun.
I was trying to find.
Coming Up Short.
Before.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Before we started recording this part, I was looking to see if there was any home video release, and it had one DVD release back in like 2006, and then you can rent it or buy it on Prime.
What a shame.
But the tagline on the DVD was like, "It's the little things in life."
Oh my god!
Oh wait, the cover of the movie. I was like looking up Wikipedia.
Yeah,
facts.
tell us about the Wikipedia find.
Well, like the cover, like there is not one little person on the cover. Yeah, but like
Again,
it's Gary
there's no
Oldman.
little people on the cover. And then wait, what was the deal with the writer?
Fill some time. Hold on. While I pull it up.
Mike, how you doing
The
today?
writer, it was a different
So
name.
the writer like he took himself off the movie and like
I wonder why.
and credited himself as Bill Wiener.
And you had even said like halfway, like in the beginning of the credits, like, oh, that's not a real name, and it's not. He's like, I don't want my name attached to this. Call me Bill Wiener.
He should have just said like huge ass or like
Tiny Jazz.
Huge ass.
Hugh Jacked man.
So apparently Peter Dinklage liked the director's cut better.
The 150-minute one.
yeah,
I
the
guess we'll have
part
to
where
watch that next
that's
time.
probably where he had his character.
He said it was quote unquote gorgeous. Nicholas Winding Refn also expressed admiration for this film. God, I sort of lost a lot of respect for him. He's I don't know if you guys know the video game Death Stranding. He's in that game.
Oh yeah, I've been playing that. It's really good.
Yeah, but he likes Tiptoes, so you can't.
Yeah. So like,
I'm gonna
now
delete-
there's this whole new look at
When
it.
I get home, I'm deleting my save.
Yeah, that's enough.
done.
No more Tiptoes. Tiptoes, the video game. Can we get a Tiptoes 2?
No. For God's sakes.
You were
no.
saying before that, like, why cast Gary Oldman if there's not going to be a scene where he becomes
like
big?
there was literally other than a name, there was no reason. Like you would think maybe in that other 60 minutes that could cut out, like he had a fantasy sequence where he is a normal sized guy.
I have legs.
That would have been so weird. Though.
Because
That would have been
on
the
top
weird,
of a
like, that would have
weird-
taken me out of it even further.
I think the house that they went to, that Kate Beckinsale went to, wasn't the parents. It was, they said like his uncle. Like,
Yes.
we went to your uncle's house.
Yeah.
So like, could have been like Gary Oldman, put him in old man makeup and make him the father.
Remember when?
he could have been Matthew McConaughey's.
Remember when Gary Oldman goes in the room and just steals and walks out, like just takes the kid out of the
I was giving you a break, and she was already sleeping
right before the makeout sesh.
The movie literally ends with her like giving up on Matthew McConaughey and making out with Gary Oldman because Matthew McConaughey can't like accept that his son is a dwarf.
It's just weird.
So she's like, I can accept that, and also I love your brother.
Tiptoes. It's just weird.
It's just
there's also
fucking weird.
There's also the scene where they're having the barbecue, and her. Are you farting over there?
What the fuck is going on? What?
There's that scene where they're having the barbecue, and Kate Beckinsale's parents, like, it's like a slow zoom in on their face as they realize that they're little people. Yeah. Remember that? It's just
I mean, the dad adjusts pretty well, but the mom's just
the mom's just like,
she like can't do it. She's like, I
can't even.
Yeah, she can't even, guys.
Can't marry as a Catholic. Gotta be Jewish.
Yeah, well, she was about to be like, I can't accept your little people.
And their wedding has like 10 people in it, which I thought was like, this is sad. Oh my god!
Why weren't you on the panel? Why'd you make us do this if you're just gonna be horrible the whole time? You piece of shit. All right, would you recommend Tiptoes?
I'd give it.
Don't.
Give it a. What would you Barstool Pizza review it?
Yeah, like
one bite. 10, everyone knows the rules.
I'd give it a 2.5
Bite size.
inches out of 10. I didn't like it at all. Like it wasn't good at all. But like I told you before, right before the wedding, I was at least like paying attention to it.
It was tolerable up until that point.
Yeah, and I was like, it was funny bad to me. But after that, it was like completely uninteresting.
Yeah, it was just like, oh god, end.
We kept saying end.
And then it would like fade out.
And then it ended at the weirdest moment.
Yeah.
It was like end. Oh, really? Oh, okay.
We didn't talk about the fake babies.
Oh my god, the rubber baby she was holding, where she's like, "Here, take the baby," and it's like,
she just like pretty much
completely stiff, and it's like, "Take it," and like jiggles a little.
Stiff ass thing, man.
This movie sucked. Like Tiptoes sucks.
Yeah.
Like this is a bad movie. Don't ever watch this.
Anthony, what would you rate it?
A 1.2.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
On a scale of
on
1
a ruler.
to 10. I'm not one for ratings, but like. Yeah, like a fucking 1. Like, just don't see it. Don't even think about it.
I really wish we spun Velocipaster.
Me too. We were so close.
We were so close to Velocipaster.
That would have been interesting.
What was that? There was like a priest becomes a dinosaur and like hangs out with a hooker and solves
fights
crime.
ninjas.
Yeah, it fights. Can we just watch Velocipaster next time?
No.
No more wheels. No more bullshit. No more ripoffs. Fuck Gary Oldman. Fuck Matthew McConaughey. I want priest fighting ninjas.
I will never look at them the same again.
No, I have actual disrespect for them.
I feel like I will like watch the Oscars like next year and I'll be like, holy shit.
What if Gary Oldman just walks out on his knees the next Oscar?
That's a reference to Tiptoes.
I don't think any of them were up for any. No, I watched the Oscars. None of them were up for anything. I don't think they were really.
Mike, I'm assuming you would give it a really low rating too.
Oh yeah, like a 1. Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah,
there are much better bad movies for each of those cast members, I think.
Yeah,
like Serenity for Matthew McConaughey, or the movie Hannibal for. I give it 3 feet out of 10. Oh my god!
All right, let's just end on that.
That's enough.
3 feet out of 10, ladies and gentlemen. Like, subscribe, hit that smash bell button, whatever the fuck it's called.
The notification bell.
Yeah, whatever. Good night.